BGDG-172, Gender Sensitization, Society and Culture. Tutor marked assignments. Code, BGDG 172. Assignment code, ASP/TMA, 2022-23. Total marks, 100. Section A. Answer the following in about 500 words each. 1. Describe the terms masculinity and femininity in India. Do you think it shapes gender roles? Explain. 20 marks. 2. Describe the relationship of labor force participation, economy and gender question as a key focus. Support your argument by providing suitable examples. 20 marks. Answer. 1. Describe the terms masculinity and femininity in India. Do you think it shapes gender roles? Explain. In India, the terms masculinity and femininity are deeply intertwined with cultural, social, and historical contexts. They encompass a range of beliefs, behaviors, and expectations associated with gender roles. However, it is important to note that India is a diverse country with numerous subcultures, each with its own variations of masculinity and femininity. Therefore, the following description provides a general overview. Masculinity in India is often associated with qualities such as physical strength, assertiveness, dominance, and the ability to provide for and protect one's family. Traditional gender norms emphasize the role of men as breadwinners and decision-makers in the household. Men are expected to display courage, control, and stoicism, while demonstrating authority and leadership. This notion of masculinity is reinforced by cultural symbols and icons, such as depictions of strong male warriors and rulers in epics like the Ramayana and Mahabharata. Femininity, on the other hand, is often associated with qualities such as nurturance, emotional sensitivity, modesty, and submissiveness. Traditional gender roles assign women the responsibility of managing the household, raising children, and prioritizing family over personal aspirations. Women are expected to be caring, selfless, and accommodating. They are often depicted as goddesses, symbolizing virtues like devotion, patience, and sacrifice. These notions of masculinity and femininity shape gender roles in Indian society. They influence the division of labor, expectations within relationships, and societal norms. For instance, men are typically expected to pursue careers outside the home, while women are often encouraged to focus on domestic duties. This division of labor reinforces the traditional gender hierarchy, where men are considered primary earners and decision-makers, while women are assigned secondary roles. Gender roles also impact the way individuals are socialized from an early age. Boys are often taught to be strong, competitive, and independent, while girls are encouraged to be nurturing, compliant, and modest. Such socialization perpetuates gender stereotypes and can limit individuals' opportunities and choices. For example, boys may be discouraged from pursuing creative or non-traditional careers, while girls may face barriers when aspiring to positions of leadership. However, it is essential to recognize that these gender roles are not fixed or universal in India. Over the years, there have been significant shifts in societal attitudes and practices. Increased education, urbanization, and exposure to global influences have challenged traditional gender norms and provided space for alternative expressions of masculinity and femininity. Efforts to promote gender equality and women's empowerment have also played a crucial role in reshaping these roles. Movements advocating for women's rights, educational opportunities, and economic independence have challenged traditional notions of femininity and contributed to changing gender dynamics. Furthermore, it is important to highlight that masculinity and femininity are not binary concepts but exist on a spectrum. There is a growing recognition of diverse gender identities and expressions in India, challenging the rigid boundaries of traditional gender roles. In conclusion, masculinity and femininity in India are complex concepts that shape gender roles in society. Traditional notions of masculinity emphasize strength, authority, and provider roles, while femininity is associated with nurturing, modesty, and domestic responsibilities. These gender roles influence socialization, division of labor, and expectations within relationships. However, evolving attitudes, women's empowerment movements, and increased awareness of diverse gender identities are challenging and reshaping these traditional roles, leading to greater gender equality and inclusivity in Indian society. 2. Describe the relationship of labor force participation, economy and gender question as a key focus. Support your argument by providing suitable examples. Answer. The relationship between labor force participation, the economy, and gender is a key focus in understanding and addressing gender disparities in the workforce. The level of women's participation in the labor force has significant implications for economic growth, development, and gender equality. By examining this relationship, we can better understand the challenges women face, identify barriers to their economic empowerment, and develop strategies to promote gender equality in the workforce. Labor force participation refers to the percentage of the working age population that is engaged in or actively seeking employment. Historically, women's participation in the labor force has been lower than that of men in many countries, including India. This disparity arises due to various factors such as cultural norms, unequal access to education and training, discriminatory practices, and the burden of unpaid care work. The economy plays a crucial role in shaping labor force participation patterns. A strong and inclusive economy provides opportunities for individuals, regardless of their gender, to enter and succeed in the workforce. Conversely, a weak economy with limited job opportunities can exacerbate gender disparities and hinder women's economic empowerment. For example, in rural areas of India, where agriculture is a significant sector of the economy, women's labor force participation is often higher due to their involvement in agricultural activities. However, their work is often informal, unpaid, and not recognized in official employment statistics. This limits their access to social protection, financial resources, and decision-making power. In urban areas, the expanding service and manufacturing sectors offer employment opportunities, but women face numerous challenges. Gender biases, limited access to education and skills training, and discriminatory hiring practices can restrict women's participation and advancement in these sectors. Additionally, the lack of affordable childcare facilities and inflexible work arrangements pose significant barriers for women in balancing work and family responsibilities. To address these challenges, various initiatives have been undertaken to promote women's labor force participation and gender equality. For instance, the Indian government has implemented policies such as the Maternity Benefit Act, which provides maternity leave and other benefits to female employees. Additionally, programs like the National Skill Development Mission aim to enhance women's employability by providing vocational training and entrepreneurship support. Moreover, the COVID-19 pandemic has shed light on the gendered impact of economic crises. Women have been disproportionately affected by job losses and reduced working hours during the pandemic due to their overrepresentation in sectors such as retail, hospitality, and informal work. This further emphasizes the need for targeted policies and interventions to mitigate the gendered impact of economic shocks and ensure women's economic resilience. Efforts to promote gender equality in the workforce have shown positive outcomes for both individuals and the economy as a whole. Studies have shown that increasing women's labor force participation can boost productivity, enhance innovation, and contribute to economic growth. For instance, a McKinsey Global Institute report estimated that closing the gender gap in labor force participation could increase India's GDP by 16% by 2025. In conclusion, the relationship between labor force participation, the economy, and gender is a critical focus in promoting gender equality. Women's labor force participation is influenced by a range of factors, including cultural norms, discriminatory practices, and economic opportunities. Addressing barriers to women's economic empowerment and promoting gender equality in the workforce requires comprehensive strategies that tackle issues such as education and skill development, access to affordable childcare, and the elimination of discriminatory practices. By promoting women's participation and advancement in the labor force, societies can unlock their full potential, drive economic growth, and achieve sustainable development. Section B. Answer the following questions in about 250 words each. (3) Critically evaluate the role of the family from gender lens. 4. What is sexual harassment at workplace? Examine its forms. 5. Write in your own words the construction of a girl child with suitable examples. Answer 3. Critically evaluate the role of the family from a gender lens. The family plays a significant role in shaping gender dynamics and perpetuating gender inequalities. When viewed through a gender lens, it becomes evident that families can both reinforce and challenge traditional gender norms and roles. On one hand, families often socialize children into gendered behaviors, expectations, and roles. Boys are encouraged to be assertive, independent, and competitive, while girls are taught to be nurturing, compliant, and focused on domestic responsibilities. These socialization processes can limit individuals' potential and reinforce gender stereotypes, leading to unequal opportunities and power imbalances. Furthermore, within families, there is often a division of labor based on gender. Women are disproportionately burdened with domestic chores, childcare, and caregiving responsibilities, which can hinder their participation in the workforce and limit their economic independence. This division of labor is often reinforced by cultural and societal expectations, where women are expected to prioritize family duties over their own aspirations and careers. However, it is important to recognize that families are not static entities, and their role can also be transformative. Families can challenge traditional gender norms by promoting gender equality, providing equal opportunities for education and career development for all family members, and encouraging shared responsibilities for household tasks and childcare. Supportive and inclusive families can create an environment where individuals can challenge traditional gender roles and pursue their aspirations freely. 4. What is sexual harassment at the workplace? Examine its forms. Sexual harassment at the workplace refers to unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, or any other verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature that creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive work environment. It is a form of gender-based discrimination and a violation of an individual's fundamental rights. Sexual harassment can take various forms, including: 1. Verbal harassment. This involves unwelcome sexual comments, jokes, or innuendos directed towards an individual. It can create a hostile and uncomfortable work environment. 2. Physical harassment. Physical forms of sexual harassment include unwanted touching, groping, or other forms of physical contact without consent. 3. Visual harassment. This refers to the display of sexually explicit materials, such as explicit images or videos, in the workplace, which can create a hostile environment for employees. 4. Quid pro quo harassment. This occurs when an individual's employment or professional opportunities are explicitly or implicitly conditioned on their submission to sexual advances or demands. 5. Cyber harassment. With the rise of technology, sexual harassment has also extended into the digital realm. It includes online sexual harassment through messages, emails, social media, or sharing explicit images without consent. It is important to note that these forms of sexual harassment can have severe psychological, emotional, and professional consequences for the victims. Organizations have a responsibility to create safe and inclusive workplaces by implementing policies, providing awareness and training programs, and ensuring effective mechanisms for reporting and addressing incidents of sexual harassment. 5. Write in your own words the construction of a girl child with suitable examples. The construction of a girl child refers to the societal and cultural processes through which ideas, expectations, and limitations are imposed upon girls based on their gender. It involves shaping their identities, roles, and behaviors in accordance with prevailing gender norms and stereotypes. For example, in many societies, girls are often socialized to be nurturing, submissive, and focused on domestic responsibilities. They are encouraged to conform to traditional gender roles and are often discouraged from pursuing careers or engaging in activities considered more suitable for boys. Girls may be given dolls to play with, while boys are given action figures, reinforcing stereotypical gender roles from an early age. The construction of a girl child is also evident in educational settings, where girls may face biases and discrimination. They may be discouraged from pursuing certain subjects like science and technology, while being steered towards more feminine areas such as arts or humanities. This can limit their educational and career opportunities, perpetuating gender inequalities. Additionally, cultural practices like child marriage or female genital mutilation further contribute to the construction of girl children by reinforcing traditional gender roles and denying them agency and autonomy over their own lives. However, it is important to acknowledge that the construction of a girl child is not universal and varies across cultures and societies. Efforts are being made to challenge and reshape these constructions. Organizations, activists, and individuals are advocating for gender equality, empowering girls through education, challenging gender stereotypes, and providing opportunities for girls to pursue their aspirations and reach their full potential. Overall, the construction of a girl child involves the social, cultural, and systemic processes through which girls are molded and restricted based on prevailing gender norms and expectations. However, efforts are underway to challenge and dismantle these constructions in order to promote gender equality and empower girls to fulfill their dreams and aspirations. Section C. Answer the following questions in about 100 words each. 6. Write a note on patriarchy. 7. What is radical feminism? 8. What are reproductive rights of Indian women? 9. Define productive and reproductive work. 10. What is mass media? Answer. 6. Write a note on patriarchy. Patriarchy is a social system characterized by the dominance of men in various spheres of life, including politics, economics, and the family. It is a system of power that perpetuates gender inequalities, where men hold primary positions of authority and women are marginalized. Patriarchy assigns different roles, rights, and responsibilities to individuals based on their gender, reinforcing gender norms and stereotypes. It limits women's access to resources, decision-making power, and opportunities for self-determination. 7. What is radical feminism? Radical feminism is a feminist perspective that seeks to address the root causes of gender inequality by challenging and dismantling patriarchal structures and systems. It emphasizes the need for fundamental societal changes to achieve gender equality. Radical feminists argue that gender oppression is deeply ingrained in social institutions and cultural norms and that efforts to address gender disparities must go beyond surface-level reforms. Radical feminism advocates for transformative changes in areas such as politics, economics, and family structures to challenge and eradicate patriarchal power dynamics. 8. What are reproductive rights of Indian women? Reproductive rights of Indian women encompass a range of rights related to their reproductive health, choices, and autonomy. These rights include the freedom to make decisions about when and if to have children, access to comprehensive reproductive health care services, information and education about reproductive health, and the right to bodily autonomy. Indian women have the right to access contraception, safe and legal abortion services, maternal health care, and protection against gender-based violence. Reproductive rights are crucial for ensuring women's well-being, autonomy, and ability to make choices regarding their own bodies and lives. 9. Define productive and reproductive work. Productive work refers to activities that contribute to the production of goods or services for economic purposes. It includes paid work or employment in sectors such as manufacturing, agriculture, services, and professional occupations. Productive work is often associated with economic productivity, income generation, and participation in the formal labor market. Reproductive work, on the other hand, encompasses activities related to caregiving, household chores, and maintaining social and emotional well-being within the family and community. It includes tasks such as child rearing, cooking, cleaning, and caring for the elderly or sick family members. Reproductive work is essential for the functioning and well-being of individuals and society, but it is often undervalued, unpaid, and disproportionately performed by women. 10. What is mass media? Mass media refers to various forms of communication that reach a large audience, including print media, newspapers, magazines, broadcast media, television, radio, and digital media, internet, social media. Mass media plays a significant role in shaping public opinion, disseminating information, and influencing social, cultural, and political discourse. It has the power to shape narratives, influence public perception, and impact societal norms and values. Mass media can be a powerful tool for education, awareness, and social change, but it can also perpetuate stereotypes, reinforce inequalities, and spread misinformation if not used responsibly.